Hey everyone, Megan here, co-founder and director of marketing and PR for chikmedia, and today we're going to be talking about Facebook and the economy. If you don't know what Facebook is, then I would highly recommend you move out from under that rock you've been living in for the last few years. Facebook, for those who may not know, is an online social networking service. Founded back in 2004, Facebook is now a multi-billion-dollar business, employing over 3,000 employees. According to an article published by Time magazine back in 2012, the company's chief operating officer, Sheryl Sandberg, claimed that Facebook had created over 450,000 jobs in Europe and the US. Considering that that's a pretty high number, you might be asking, how did Sheryl Sandberg get that figure? Well, she was referring to multiple studies that had been done about Facebook's economic impact. The first done by the University of Maryland's Business School, finding that 235,000 jobs, creating $15.71 billion into the U.S. economy, had been formed due to Facebook. Although that does sound like a lofty figure, you have to admit, for anyone who's looked for a job in marketing over the last few years, how many social media management positions have you seen opening up at businesses across the country? The second study Sheryl Sandberg was referring to was conducted by a research firm called Deloitte. This study suggested that Facebook had an economic impact in Europe of $20.2 billion, which supported over 232,000 jobs. That's a great accomplishment for the company, and it's a lot to be proud of. However, what do we know about Facebook in terms of its net value? What is Facebook really worth? According to an article published back in February of 2013 by Forbes magazine, even if Facebook continues to be profitable, growing its earnings at 50% every year, the company would still be expensive when you look at it relative to the market. This is assuming that the stock appreciates at 9% every year. So, what does that mean for investors? Even in the most favorable scenario, according to Forbes magazine, investors would still have an above-average risk with a very average return. In an article by The Economist published back in 2012, the author makes an excellent point when discussing whether or not the internet actually creates jobs and what its impact is on the economy. He or she states, "Maybe some people imagined that the arrival of the web would launch an internet economy in which we all worked for internet companies producing internet. But the web, like electricity, is mostly a means to make the rest of the economy vastly more productive." So even though there are differing opinions, the bottom line is that you cannot disagree with the fact that Facebook has impacted the economy in some capacity. Whether or not you think is positive or negative is your opinion. As always, this tip was brought to you by chikmedia.